killing me!
Hey, come listen to our podcast, yeah. Please listen, it's a hitch. If you don't listen to our podcast, yeah, then you are a bitch.
Welcome to Filmoscopy, the podcast where three friends come together and talk about movies. It's the only podcast on the internet that does it. No one else in the world thought of this idea.
Pretty original here.
Yeah, we are. Thank you, Lance. You came up with a good
Joining
idea.
me, as usual, is Owen
Hello.
and Lance.
He sounds so defeated when he says my name.
He's like,
it's like
Lance.
Owen's here and Lance.
And Lance, Jesus.
And Lance, I guess.
Fuck.
So today we are talking about The Evil Dead, the 1981 film, directed by Sam Raimi, the man who brought us Bully McGuire.
I missed the part where that's my problem.
So before we get into our experiences, I want to run over just some of the basic details of the movie.
I want to run over this dog too. Hold on a second.
The movie was written by Sam Raimi, and it stars Bruce Campbell, Ellen Sandweiss, Richard Domenicore, Betsy Baker, and Teresa Tilly. I think Bruce Campbell's the only name that really resonates out of that list.
Bruce, Sammy, and somebody else are the executive producers of this movie as well.
Okay, gotcha.
And Bruce also did some of the camera work. This is literally a skeleton crew that did this shit.
Yeah.
You can kind of tell.
So the soundtrack is by Joe LaDuca, and the movie was released on October 15th, 1981, and it has a runtime of 85 minutes, which isn't too bad.
Damn, that's 40 years old this year. That's going to be 40 years old in 15 days before we're recording it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Doesn't time fly?
The budget for this movie was $375,000, and there is a major dispute as to how much the movie actually grossed. It grossed $2.4 million in the U.S. That much is known, but it's somewhere between $0.3 million overseas to $27 million overseas.
It's somewhere in there.
Apparently, Sam Raimi said something along the lines of the movie did okay. I mean, it obviously made its money back here in the U.S., but it was significantly more popular overseas. So the real number is not known, but people speculate that because he said that, the 29.4 million may actually be accurate, which seems kind of nuts that it made that much more in the foreign markets as opposed to domestic. But
yeah, I can see it. Europeans like that crazy shit. So,
so this film has some interesting tidbits about it. Sam Raimi actually had created a proof of concept short film that he wanted to shop around to different movie studios or whatever, called Within the Woods. And if I remember right, it came out in 1978. He ended up securing $90,000 to start working on The Evil Dead. The movie was premiered at a film festival where Stephen King saw it and gave it high praise, which led to New Line Cinema acquiring the distribution rights for it.
I wonder what drug Stephen King was on when he saw this movie. He goes, this shit's great.
cocaine.
Probably.
Of course.
He probably loves the camera shit, too, with it.
He was like the...
This is great. Go faster. Faster.
More. Sugar.
He's like, they could use more interdimensional space turtles in this, though.
Where's the evil clown, bro?
Yeah, where's the clown that turns into a spider and all sorts of shit?
So, something else I wanted to bring up. The movie was filmed in Morristown, Tennessee, which is out east of Knoxville.
Which just so happens to be where we're from.
Yes, exactly where we're from. We're actually in the cabin.
We're in the cabin right now.
Recording. I wonder if the cabin's standing. It probably isn't.
That's what I was going to tell you next. So after this movie was released, there was a lot of trespassing on the property. It was filmed on private property and an actual cabin. And so somewhere in the 70s or 80s, some drunk trespassers burned the cabin down. So you can still go to the property now, but all that's left standing is the brick chimney. Everything else is gone, unfortunately.
Those motherfuckers.
Yeah, so
I like how they make. I like how they make the setting like they try to make it so scary, but it's like I've been in Tennessee so long that it's like, dude, like that house looks like somewhere down the fucking street. Like I could just drive like 30 minutes out of town, and I'd see like houses like that. I'd be like, oh,
it looks like the trees looks like my granddad's backyard, and have my old backyard.
Yeah, and it's like
I mean, where I live right now. Oh, I got another call from a potential spam caller.
Wow,
it's my girlfriend. But I had like my backyard. Actually, the backyard I have now at my dad's house is nothing but woods. I'm like, yeah, it's not that creepy. All I kept thinking about when they were driving up there, I'm like, man, how are they not getting stuck in the fucking mud?
See,
that
like,
ground looked fucking damp. That's just me.
What you go outside the next day, like tomorrow, and you just start getting fucked by trees?
Well,
you're like, no.
It depends on where I was actually at in my life.
The movie was right.
No, I would be going out there and be like, oh, geez, I hope no trees take advantage of me. And then nothing happens. I'm like, what's wrong with me? And they're like, we don't like you.
So this movie, of course, spawned a media franchise. So it led to three more movies that have released so far. Evil Dead 2, which released in 1987, Army of Darkness in 1993, Evil Dead in 2013, which actually serves as sort of a soft reboot. And next year will be Evil Dead Rise, which
plus the TV series too.
Yeah, and there's also the TV series Ash vs. Evil Dead, which ran from 2015 to 2018. So as part of this franchise, I wanted to bring a couple things up. So there are multiple video games. There's only like 3 that people would consider like actually like real video games for this, and that's
like the PlayStation 2 ones, I think, right?
Yeah. So there's a PlayStation and Dreamcast game called Hail to the King, which is like it's a Resident Evil clone, pretty much.
I was about to say it also is a damn it, what's that fucking band? Hail to the Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah.
Hail to the King, baby.
In 2003, they released the game A Fistful of Boomstick, which is a PlayStation 2 game and Xbox game. And then in 2005, they released Regeneration, which is also on PlayStation 2 and Xbox. Next year, they're releasing Evil Dead the game for modern consoles.
I wonder what they're going to do with that. Like, is that...
It's going to have 2 modes. It's going to have it's going to have a single player mode, and then it's going to have sort of a Friday the 13th type multiplayer mode where I think up to 4 players can play as different characters from the films and the TV series, and then 1 player plays as like some of the demons and stuff from the movies and shows.
That's weird because like the thing about like the Evil Dead franchise is that like the Deadites are kind of like iconic, but like they're not really memorable though. Like, yeah. They don't have big personalities like the Dead by Daylight or like Friday the 13th game.
Yeah, I agree, but they're going to do it anyway, and I will probably play it. So
yeah, I'm still interested, like in the single player part. Yeah. I wonder what they're going to do with that.
The Friday the 13th single player is like pretty fun. I suck at the game. Cody can be my witness. The Predator game, which is also like kind of a similar premise,
yeah.
And I still suck at that game. It's been a year, and I still haven't found the fucking helicopter I'm supposed to stop. So it's like I'm not very good at these games. And Alex will be listening to this and be like, "Man, he always says that." No, it's fucking real. If it's not football or Mortal Kombat or wrestling, I suck at video games. I'm like, Cody, here, you do this, man. Give me a few achievements, and Cody will give me like. Alex got me an achievement by accident that I hadn't done yet. I played like 4 rounds, nothing. Alex did like 1 move and got an achievement. I'm like, what the fuck is that? So I'm terrible at these games. I'll probably watch Cody play this game. And yeah. Hey, Cody, I want to ask you something about this movie.
Real quick, let me just get through this last couple things.
Okay, my bad. I had a question about something.
And after Freddy vs. Jason released, there was talk of Ash versus Freddy versus Jason.
Because it was a comic book.
Yeah, it did end up being a comic book because they never got the movie off the ground, and they actually made 2 comics off of it, which are Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash, and then Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash, The Nightmare Warriors. There's also an Evil Dead musical that started in 2003.
That sounds fantastic.
It went to like 2018 from when I looked it up. It went 15 fucking years.
Have you watched it, Cody?
I have not watched it. Then there's all kinds of other comics. Like they just go crazy. There's Marvel Zombies versus the Army of Darkness. Of course, like I said, Freddy versus Jason versus Ash. There's even like Army of Darkness saves Obama or something like that.
What the fuck?
Yeah, okay. So it's called Army of Darkness Ash Saves Obama.
Dude, that's fucking badass. Aliens versus Predator versus Jason versus Freddy versus Ash versus Obama.
Oh man. But I mean, it's just this series, of course, gets extremely wacky at one point. And like I said before, I do want to do all the films. So my next few movies will be the rest of this series, except for in December when we kind of do our Christmas episodes, because I don't think Army of Darkness will really fit that motif very well. But yeah, so I guess with that we will start actually talking about the movie. Lance.
Yes, sir.
What is your experience with The Evil Dead?
The only experience I have with it, I've heard people talk about it over the years, and I believe a couple years ago my dad was flipping through TV, and I'm assuming it was maybe the 3rd movie, Army of Darkness. Is that what that one is?
Yeah.
Okay, because he's fighting with like his head. There's like he has some kind of clone that pops up, and he has to fight with his clone, some wacky Jim Carrey shit.
Yeah.
And that was like the first experience I had with it, and this is the first time I ever watched this movie.
Okay. What about Owen?
So I think I played the game before, but I don't really remember that. When I was 13, I wanted to watch the whole series.
I'm sorry.
When I was 13, I had my first love. But that's a running gag now. I might have been 14, actually. I don't know. But I wanted to watch the whole series, so I watched the first one, and I remember liking this one. But I remember really wanting to watch the second one, and I remember loving the second one. And then I watched parts of Army of Darkness, and I just turned it off. So it's like the same story with Mad Max.
Yeah, so I thought that I had seen this movie before, but I had actually seen Evil Dead 2 because I distinctly remember at the end of the movie his hand being cut off and attaching the chainsaw to it.
And he goes, groovy.
Groovy. And
Give me some sugar, baby.
So this is the first time I've seen this movie. My experience with the series as a whole is I've seen the second one. I've seen most of Army of Darkness. And I have seen the 4th film, Evil Dead, which, and it's going to be any Evil Dead fans out there that might be listening to this, it's going to be controversial, but I think that the 2013 movie is the best movie out of the entire series. It doesn't focus it doesn't really have a lot of those corny moments in it. It completely leaves behind like the comedic stuff from Army of Darkness and Evil Dead 2. And it is actually genuinely scary at several moments throughout the film.
I feel like the comedy, though, is an important part of the identity of the Evil. Like, even the first one, like, this movie has, like, that tongue-in-cheek aspect where it's like, I think one of the things, and I know it's not, like, it's dated, so this movie isn't as scary as, like, modern horror movies, you know? Like, the makeup isn't as good. But this movie, I felt like, for the time, it had, like, this really good balance of, like, funny bits. Like, it's, like, slapstick, but it's also like can be genuinely scary.
And I think for what the feeling I got, I didn't do any like deep dive research. That I think that they just wanted each movie to be fucking different. Because when I was looking up the second movie on Wikipedia, it's described as a black comedy parody / sequel to the first movie.
Yeah.
So it's even like parodying what the first movie did itself. Like they want to be like self-referential, making fun of it, and
yeah.
all
The
that
second
type of
movie,
deal.
the second movie, kind of like it. I mean, it just completely resets anything that this movie does. It's basically the same story, but
was
just
it because they
redone.
couldn't get the rights to the first movie or something, or like I don't remember what the deal was.
It was just a choice they did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Because they don't mention any of the people that get killed in the first one, from what I read. Because I was looking up like the continuity of it.
Mm-hmm.
But like the Evil Dead TV series that they did, like 2015 to 2018, it lasted 3 years. Like they reference all this stuff. Like they reference his sister, and she comes back in an episode or two or something like that, and just all this other stuff. So it's just kind of like I don't know. I don't quite understand. I haven't watched the second one, so I'll see it for the first time and like all that. Because I remember when we talked about the Road Warrior, you said that it's kind of like the Good and the Bad and the Ugly trilogy, or the Man with No Name. Like they're not really connected; it's just the same character.
That's
and
kind
that
of the
movie's
same
actually
deal.
really character though. It's actually more connected than this movie is to the second one almost.
Yeah.
Like for the Road Warrior, it's just kind of funny because Mad Max and this movie came out the same year in '81.
Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe with Evil Dead 2, they just kind of like, they're like, okay, we have a bigger budget now, and we can do things a lot better than we did the first time. So let's, and especially because it wasn't like uberly popular in the U.S., so I think it gave them an opportunity to maybe just ignore it and try it fresh. And also the naming convention is kind of weird, sort of like Mad Max 2's name. I think like in some places the second movie was known as the Evil Dead 2, and then some places it was known as like, it had like Evil Dead, and then like a subtitle to it, but I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. But we'll talk about that whenever we get to the second film.
You know how we did like we didn't. I think we did it like one time where we compared like part 3 of something. So it's like, okay, would you rather watch? I did it on a Ninja Turtles 3 episode. Would you rather watch that or Godfather 3? Okay, would you rather watch this movie or Mad Max, the original?
Oh shit! I think I'd rather watch this, to be honest. Like,
it depends what mood I'm in, I guess.
I just think it's a more enjoyable movie to watch, because Mad Max has sort of a slow burn to it, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, would you rather watch this part 1 or Godfather part 1?
Oh God.
I mean, it depends. Maybe like a better question would be like, would you rather, like, if you could only have one movie exist, which one would you rather have?
Yeah, I think that's.
We're not erasing anybody's work. We're just saying where do you?
Yeah, but like it's like I don't know. I don't.
Would you rather
okay, look, if I'm making like a choice of what movie to watch, it's not like I'm like, God, I could watch Godfather instead of this. Like if I'm like, if I like pick up like fucking Fox and the Hound, I'm not like, oh, it's either this or Godfather.
no, that's exactly what this is.
Well,
like
Fox and the Hound's just about as depressing as The Godfather is. So.
I pick up the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. I'm like, God damn, it's either this or The
like
Godfather.
When you go home each night, you have 2 movies to watch, and it's like a process of elimination. And The Godfather goes up against every movie you pick. Or The Godfather. Well, I'm not really in the mood to watch a 3-hour movie, so we'll watch Fox and the Hound.
Lion King 1.5.
I guess it's
or
Land
The
Before
Godfather.
Time 5 again.
Is that the one where they have the T-Rex in it?
Oh, God, I don't know.
T-Rex.
I haven't seen Land Before Time movies since I was like 4 years old.
Damn, I guess I'm going back in. Lion King 1.5.
Oh no!
This is when I thought I was done. They pulled me back in.
Oh man!
But yeah, it's like I don't know. It depends on like what mood I'm in. So
Okay, would you rather watch this or Godzilla 2014?
I haven't watched Godzilla 2014.
I'd probably
The fact of the matter is that I don't hate this movie though. I don't hate Evil Dead.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
hate it either. I don't think I'm ever going to revisit it though.
Yeah,
I had to revisit it for this.
This is definitely you got to be in the mood for it type of thing, but it's also like you could probably just skip this too, because again, it doesn't ultimately, in the grander scheme of the series, it doesn't really matter all that much.
Nothing else matters.
Don't make it Metallica.
Hey, real quick. Okay, look. If anybody got pissed off in the last episode where I said Kill 'Em All is the only good Metallica album, you can add Ride the Lightning is also a good Metallica album. There you go.
And also the Black Album.
Also, the Black Album sucks my balls.
and also Saint Anger.
Oh,
yeah.
Since the last episode, I listened to Saint Anger, and ooh, buddy, that's a masterpiece right there.
Hey, did you hear the tika 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 of the drums, Cody?
Oh, like it's horrible. The drums are awful. Like, as soon as the first track starts playing, I'm like, oh, I know exactly what Owen was talking about now. Like,
that's what it fucking sounds like.
And Lars is just like, you better not steal this sound or I'm going to sue your ass.
He's like, don't file share this, dude. Come on. He says he sucks dick at drumming anyway. Lars fucking Ulrich, you suck. Okay? You're a fucking terrible drummer.
To be honest, I don't like Metallica that much anyway. I mean...
Oh, no. But you like their super fans, Bullet from a Valentine, to the point you think that they're original. Okay, Cody.
Fight.
I mean, and one more thing. Like, from the last episode, I've rewatched The Road Warrior Mad Max 2, and I've changed my opinion. I actually like the movie a lot more than I did the first time.
This is the apology.
episode.
This is the correction section of the podcast.
I'm sure somebody has listened to our Charlie and Chocolate Factory and listened to every episode since to see if I've changed my mind. I haven't. Go fuck yourself.
maybe he's grown on it.
Maybe this is the one.
I want a sweater.
I hope we keep doing this for like a number of years. I don't want this show to ever end, really, because this is fun. But I hope it gets to a point, like 5 years, if we're still doing the show, and someone's like, he's still talking about Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, for fuck's sake.
So, we've kind of briefly mentioned our overall opinions with this, but I do want to kind of go like through the plot. Obviously not every minuscule thing about it, but just overall we can kind of discuss it like we did on some of our older episodes that were a little more structured without us just going crazy. Like the Road Warrior episode where I think we talk about the movie for like 15 minutes.
It's still entertaining though.
Yeah, I don't know. It was fun. So
yeah,
and I enjoyed the movie. I feel bad now that I was the sandbagger of that episode. I just didn't get it, and I rewatched it again. I'm like, this is actually pretty good. And a movie that I will be picking way later on for us to do. It's like an hour and a half, just complete fucking macho 80s fucking flick. It's a Commando. And the main bad guy in it is actually the same bad guy as Wes from the Road Warrior, and he looks nothing like what he did in that movie. It's like I didn't realize it's the same dude. I had to go rewatch Commando yesterday, and I'm like, holy shit, it is the same dude. It took me a long time. You'll look when you see him. He's all fat now. You see him, it's like that's not him. He doesn't have like an assless thong either, so it's like.
He just wears it in every movie. He plays a small town southern lawyer, but he's wearing he's wearing assless chaps.
It's like Tom Hardy and his paracord bracelet. He just has assless chaps that he gives to everybody.
He's like, I love that we keep bringing up the bracelet thing with Tom Hardy, and every time you do, I always think back to when I was joking about him giving it to the CG. Venom.
Yeah, I thought about that as I was saying. I was like, that was funny.
We're wild and crazy guys.
He's a crazy guy.
Crazy.
You're making me crazy.
So, the movie begins with them driving through the mountains of Tennessee.
The scariest place on earth.
Yeah, apparently the scariest place on earth. We're crossing the Tennessee state line now.
Oh my God! Get us out of here!
And then the Tennessee line by Daughtry starts playing.
Florida Georgia line.
Oh God!
I was thinking about that too.
That's fucking terrible.
That's where we come in here now.
Makes me want to roll my windows
down, crazy.
Hey, what if you took that music out at the beginning of this movie? Where they're riding in the car and you play that song.
Just some fucking stupid yee boy rap music.
Ugh.
I got my truck and some titties and I'm fucking happy and I got God on my side.
I hate how like modern country music, like every artist has to have like 10 songs that reference beer and trucks. Like,
yeah,
come on.
got a big old F-150 with some titties on it.
Man, there's just some people that love to drink their beer on the tailgate of a Ford. It's just like,
see some titties.
It's like, it could be a great song.
And Garth Brooks is going to release an album next year doing the same shit.
What if, what if they release like an unrecording, like lost recordings, like Hank Williams, and he just has a song that's like titties and F-150s. They're like, look, dude, it's been there since the beginning. I got a hot rod Ford that's uplifted, and I see a nice little pair of titties. So let's go drink some Pabst Blue Ribbon.
It looks like the kind of map you find at like when you go to like a tourist site, and it's just like this like very artistic map, but it's not really useful at all, you know? And he's like, this is the only road up to the cabin, and it's just like, who drew this map? It doesn't look like an actual map you would use.
He's like has like a fucking treasure map you get out of a box of cereal or some shit.
It's like you're just reading the back of the Happy Meal box.
I can't get this map. I don't understand.
It says that the
shit.
Hamburglers up here.
Yeah, the fucking Menace is right here. Grimace, I mean, shit. Menace. That's his evil fucking brother.
It stars in the movie Grimace to Society.
In the sequel, Grimace the Menace.
Is Menace to Society that one where it's like that kid like in the beginning that?
No, that's Dennis the Menace you're thinking of.
No. In the beginning of the movie, I think the Menace to Society, like there's that like Asian guy that works at that store, and he's like, "I feel sorry for your mom" or some shit like that. And then he just shoots him.
Yeah, I think so. It's been a while
How does he
since
really
I've seen
say it,
it.
though? You were trying to be a little PG there.
No, I think he speaks like in a normal accent.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't think they just like fucking whatever. Please do your most like fucking just stereotypical Asian accent in this role.
Oh, you're like, come on, Owen, fuck it up for us, dude.
Yeah, fun fact: the guy who directed Menace to Society also directed The Book of Eli, which is also a great movie.
And Eli is my Facebook name.
So they drive to this cabin. They're going through this. They're on a road, and then they're not on a road. They're kind of just like driving through random grass, which I guess is on the map. I don't know. They come across this bridge. It starts to break. And
it's solid as a rock.
The way it's shot is so funny because he pokes his head out and he like does like a little like there's like a reverse shot of his face and he's like, oh shit, and he fucking goes back into the car.
It's a Three Stooges thing.
Yeah, it's literally a fucking
like the first 45 minutes of this movie has a lot of cheese in it. Like it just and then eventually it kind of goes away, which is nice, or at least it gets toned down a lot. Because there's that scene later where he's pretending to be asleep and he's holding that box in his hand.
Oh God!
And his girlfriend comes up and they're doing that weird. It's like these super close up shots of their eyes and stuff. It's
God,
like,
that went on for so long. Too.
I know.
It was like, uncomfortable.
I was like, this is not good.
I was like, I want to see one of them get killed now.
I did kind of like. Spoiler alert: when he's burying her at the end, that they work like it was a little callback to that. Like she opened her eyes and he was like, "What?" And she had.
I guess it's worth it just for that.
That callback was pretty cool. But like when you first see the first scene of it happening, it's like, all right, it's going
so
on too
like
long.
dorky.
It's just super corny. A lot of it in the beginning's corny, you know.
Can we also talk about Bruce Campbell's beautiful chin that he has? Holy shit!
He just out like 3 inches in front of his face.
Oh my god! They had to have drawn American Dad based off of him. There's no fucking way. I mean, there's nobody else you sit there and look at and like in society. Like, who else could have that chin? It has to be that.
Lance, do you remember? Steve, that was your grandma.
Steve's all upset. He's like, Because Roger the alien, it turns out like Roger. Have you ever seen American Dad?
Yeah, I've seen American Dad.
Turns out he's been staying with another family, smooching off them.
Yeah.
And he and Steve is all upset, and he comes back. Roger goes, he's like, "Hi, everybody," and then he's like, "Oh, this is broken." And then Steve's like, "Yeah, like my heart used to be," and he breaks the chandelier. And then his dad goes, "Steve, that was your grandmama's." And then he breaks something else later on, but he's always like, "Wow!" As he breaks.
I think I remember that.
It's the only thing I remember from American Dad.
Oh my god, it's so funny. Oh, man.
People were always like, I prefer American Dad's so much better than Family Guy, but
yeah, we were those people.
You guys liked it? I thought it was.
It got to the point Family Guy it just kind of got old.
Yeah.
And then I kind of got off. I mean, I didn't like American Dad.
When American Dad first came out, I remember like thinking it was like really good and like interesting, but then like as it went on, it kind of turned into like Family Guy like 2.0 basically.
Yeah, that's what it was. I mean,
and the Cleveland show was never good. Like, I tried so many times to get into that show, and it never.
Which one?
Me.
The Cleveland show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's an episode you have to watch. It's the one where the baseball player guy kisses him, and he's like struggling with it. He doesn't. It's fucking hilarious, man.
My name is Cleveland.
I can't remember what he says though. I didn't mean to cut off the song there. Sorry, Owen.
No, you're good.
But there's a part in this episode he gets kissed, so he's kind of like freaking out the whole episode, right? And the fat
his son, Cleveland Jr.
Yeah, the Peter Griffin looking dude.
Yeah.
He says something to him, and then you hear him yelling. He says something. He calls him fat, and then his son is like yelling from downstairs. "I may be fat, but at least I don't kiss boys." And he's just like, "Oh,
that's a really good impression of fucking Cleveland Jr. What the fuck?
I just remember that scene.
They should, if they ever like kick off the voice actor for Cleveland Jr., you should show up and be like, "Hey."
But he's like, "I might be fat, but he's so cute, boys." And I was getting my teeth worked on at the dentist while I watched it. I'm like, this is hilarious.
You spit like fucking the wash back in the dentist's face.
Did you see that?
That's what we got in my mouth.
So why is Bruce Campbell's character named Ashley?
It was a more common guy's name like back in the day, and
I don't know about that.
Beatrice. Yeah. Next you're gonna tell me like Jessica was a common man's name.
No.
What is this bullshit?
I'm gonna have a friend called Jesse, be like, "Oh, Jesse, no, his real name is Jessica." We just call him Jesse, so he's not mad at us.
His name's Tiffany.
He's Tiffany, and he has a lot of epiphanies.
Ashley was like I don't know if it was like a unisex name or like a guy's name that eventually shifted to becoming more of like a female name or what, but
because maybe Sam Raimi just hates Bruce Campbell.
Well, they're like best friends or something.
Yeah.
Like,
what the fuck is wrong with your left foot?
My left? You mean this?
Yes.
I don't know. I've had this like bump on my foot for a long time.
It's fucking huge.
Yeah, it's
It looks like something from the Evil Dead.
I have
like
it
the
on
thing
this
with the
too. Yeah, I have it's my conjoined twin. You don't like it? Yeah, my girlfriend.
It's your extra set of nuts.
My girlfriend says it's some kind of like weird bump because I walk on the sides of my feet, but I don't think she's right about that.
She might be right,
but because I don't walk on the sides of my fucking feet. I just think I have weird.
No, you walk
feet.
on your tippy toes.
Look, I don't have feet that can like give a man a foot job. They're not that sexy. I'm sorry. I don't have those perfect little foot job feet. Okay.
I don't know. Put a little lotion on it. It might be.
So, anyway, back to the movie.
How the fuck did we like devolve into this?
I don't remember.
I don't know.
Is that a word?
The last thing we talked about was the tire getting stuck on the bridge, and somehow we ended up here. Oh, you mentioned his chin, and then it just went down a long spiral from there.
What the fuck?
But so they get to the cabin.
He has a wonderful chin, though.
Yeah.
When they get to the cabin, like the swing on the front porch is like just like rocking back and forth. And hold on, let the dogs in the room again.
Come on, I'm giving you one more chance.
I'll give credit, like the stuff that they had to do, like constantly having the swing rock against the house and then it stops. Like obviously they're doing it off screen and shit like that. That shit's cool in this movie. And then when like it's the point of view of the demonic that's about to possess them, like the trees are falling down. It reminds me of the intro of the dinosaur show that used to be on ABC's, because he's like, you see the dinosaur pushing the trees over and shit. He's like, dun, 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 dun. I can't remember how the song goes, but he's just doing this. Is what I kept thinking of in this movie. But, and then, like, the opening shot that you talked about where it was, like, over the swamp water, it was like, whoa. That shit was cool.
Yeah.
But then when they're like, I don't know, man, the camera feels like it's, like, never in focus in this movie. And like I say, we talked about it off air, how I was like, man, I fucking got motion sickness. Of course, I get motion sickness riding in the passenger seat of a car now. But it made me like dizzy. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, the film quality, you could tell it's cheap and on a budget.
Yeah, but Halloween had like the same budget 3 years earlier, and it fucking looks pristine.
Yeah.
You know, I need to go back and rewatch Friday the 13th and see if it's shitty like this.
To be fair,
it's just like go ahead.
Sorry, wasn't this like in like development hell for like a couple of years? Like
no, because it's just them doing it.
Yeah, but I thought
he filmed that proof of concept and he like shopped it around for a while, but I don't think it was in actual development hell. He just had trouble finding someone to like fund the movie, and like I said, you know, he did get some funding and he showed it at a film festival, which led to New Line acquiring the rights and providing additional funding or whatever. So,
and this is weird. This is New Line, and obviously they're on the map 3 years later when A Nightmare on Elm Street comes out, and that's what really put them as a production company like on the map as like kind of a name, was A Nightmare on Elm Street, and this was just kind of cool saying like this was 3 years before that, and this is something that they were putting out, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just took the air out of the podcast, didn't
I? No, you're fine.
He said, "No, you suck. It's fine, dude. It's all right."
Stephanie's texting me, so like I'm.
She's like, "I miss you. I love you."
Send me a picture.
And I know you're done,
but I want you back.
I want you back. Want you back.
It fucking kills me that that's a girl that says that. I thought that was like a teenage boy saying that.
It sounds. I love like the video of the car.
Yeah, it's like a fucking F1 car or some shit, like fucking Indy 500. I think they have it like, you know, where they go fast and like you can hear like it goes like. I think they have it where it's edited where she's like.
So they go in the cabin. The whole time leading up to the cabin and before they actually go to the cellar, it's like something's kind of luring them down there. They think that there might be an animal in the cellar.
Like the fucking door would just pop up with nothing. Like, there's no way that door would pop up with an animal. Like, without seeing an animal, like, arm and shit like that. It looks like they're eating, like, a big bowl of macaroni, too. When they're, like, serving the food. It sounded like macaroni that she was
The only food I remember is at the end where the fucking grits come out of, like, the dead body.
That shit
yeah. So, when they hear the noise, they're all debating on who's going to go down there, and then Scott eventually goes down. He doesn't come back, so they send Ash down there after him. There's like he scares Ash or whatever, and he's like, "Come on, man, let's totally go over here and see what I found."
He's like, "Look, I'm gonna point the shotgun at your fucking head."
Oh
yeah, oh yeah. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with all of you? Like, you're all freaking stupid.
Yeah, he was a dick. That guy was a dick.
There's a little nod to Wes Craven in the cellar. There's a torn up poster on the wall for The Hills Have Eyes. And in later films, there's actually another nod to Freddy. There's another nod to Freddy, and I think in the second movie, the glove is actually in the second movie. But
or Randy and Craven boys, or were when Craven was alive?
No, so I don't know if they were, but I think Raimi was a fan of Craven, so like that's why the poster's in this. The glove actually ends up in the second movie because the special effects guy or the props guy or whatever that was working on the second film was concurrently working on Nightmare on Elm Street 3, I think.
4, I think.
So he basically just took the glove for a day, and so they could use it in a couple scenes in Evil Dead 2. So
interesting. I was just curious about that. If they have it like Jason Goes to Hell, yuck. There's a book that's like supposed to be the Necromon book. Where the fuck the thing's called?
Necronomicon.
Yeah, say that again.
Necronomicon.
Say it 5 times fast.
Necronomicon.
Thank you. Yeah, it's that book that's in there or some shit like that. It's some stupid shit.
Yeah, I think they started like a little like back and forth like call out.
Of course, I mean at that point, like I don't think they're making. Well, that Army of Darkness came out in '92, and Jason Goes to Hell came out in 1993, and they're all owned by New Line at that point. So it's kind of like they all have these little cross references. And shit like that. Of course, they never did anything with it, which doesn't make any sense because I'm like, what bigger properties does New Line have? I mean, well, they did have Mortal Kombat 2 years later, so never mind. That makes a lot more sense. Why they never did like a crossover Evil Dead and Jason and Michael.
Yeah.
Hey, on to the guy's titty.
Down in the cellar, Scott has discovered some tapes and a recorder and this weird book that just straight up looks like someone took the skin off someone's face and stretched it over the cover. And
or the penis, one of the two.
They bring everything upstairs and they start listening to the tape. The Necronomicon, at least in this movie, like the pages just look like someone doodled in it. Like that's really all it looks like.
Someone drew some heavy metal album artwork on it.
Like, this shit's sick. Like, man, maybe, bro, Sabbath will like totally buy these off me, bro.
Dude, I think I have a future working for Slayer.
Yeah, bro. I don't know. Was Slayer around at this time?
Yeah.
Wait, no, I don't think they were in the early 80s.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they might have been. I don't know.
I know what the fuck I'm talking about because I'm not a Slayer fan. Let's look this shit up.
This is the thing that should not be.
I was gonna say Iron Maiden, but I think they came around in like the mid 80s.
Nah, they were there. They were the second wave of British heavy metal, so they were in the 70s.
Yeah, they were formed in 81. Slayer was. Suck on that, Owen.
So
okay, so they go upstairs. The some of the girls are like, no, we don't need to listen to that. It's creepy. And then
we
like they listen
kiss and take a shower
That's
together.
What they say. That's what every girl says when I show them my music. They say they yell at it. Yeah, my penis too. They yell, "Put it away! Turn it off!"
So they start listening to the recording.
Cody's laugh was great there.
They start listening to recording, and it's some like archaeologist or something that has discovered the Necronomicon and
I think that's
retreated
Sam
in this
Raimi's
cabin.
voice too.
Is it?
I think so.
Who's that?
Oh no! It's Bob Dorian. So yeah. Anyway, the voice of the archaeologist is Bob Dorian. Sam Raimi is actually one of the fishermen that they drive past on the road, along with Robert Tappert.
Who's the producer?
Yeah,
he's been with them from that, and they like every movie they do together. He's like the producer of it. So
yeah, and Sam Raimi's the voice of the Evil Dead themselves. So, which are actually known as Deadites, but I don't think they actually refer to them as Deadites in this film.
They call them in the credits. I think they say Deadites, but I'm not sure.
Do they?
Yeah.
Deadite.
I won't even go in that. That's good.
Suck his dick before you put on your makeup.
Pick up your phone and look up Big Chungus.
All right, come on. Let's get to this plot.
Yeah,
I may have to take a dump.
Do it in the pool outside.
Croissant. Hey, Cody, do the croissant thing real quick.
Croissant.
I don't know why I find it so funny. I'm the only one.
So they start playing the recording. The archaeologist talks about how he discovered this Necronomicon, and they skip ahead because
he starts with this weird incantation.
Yeah, like they automatically somehow skip to the incantation, which is summoning the Deadites or the Evil Dead, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, doesn't he stop it and then he rewinds it and then it's at the fucking like Sumerian language?
Yeah,
It's like skip past all this shit.
I guess he got extremely lucky and just happened to land right at the beginning of it.
Hey man, that's how the cassette tapes used to be when you in the car. Be like, yeah, I found it. I found the song I wanted to get to. After rewinding like 14 times though.
Yeah, now hipsters are trying to bring cassette tapes back. It's like y'all are dumb as fuck. But
they should bring back 8 tracks.
Yeah.
They should bring back vinyls.
Yeah.
Vinyls already been around though.
The Evil Dead are summoned. A tree crashes through the window. One of the girls freaks out. I can't remember which one because two of the girls look almost exactly the same. Yeah. His girlfriend and his sister look almost the same. Linda's the only one I think that looks different than the other ones.
No, I think his girlfriend was the one that looked different from the because one is. I don't know. It don't matter. None of them have much character anyway. So
yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I think Ash is the only one that really matters in this movie.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm the executive producer. I'm going to be the star of this.
So
groovy.
His sister. So you get some shots of like the Evil Dead, like kind of looking in through the windows and stuff.
To the window, to the wall.
Yeah.
To the wall.
I remember turning to my girlfriend as we were watching, and I was like, I don't see what's scary about this. This is just me on like an average night.
So
and that thumping that the swing is just you beating off.
Yeah, like outside while I'm watching people in their homes.
Cheryl, Ash's sister, runs off into the woods at some point.
That's where she is tree raped.
Yeah,
you see her movie pop up.
Yeah, so I don't remember why she goes out in the woods.
Because she's like drawn out.
Yeah, it's fucking. Wide. It's so like dumb and like funny. She goes out there because she's like, "I heard you
down in the basement."
Yeah, that's literally what she says.
What an idiot! Like, just what a stupid thing. But so yeah, she goes out there. The trees like tear her clothes off, and it very much implies that the trees are raping her.
She did have nice legs though.
She runs back to the cabin, tells everyone what happened. Ash is like, Cheryl, the woods don't attack people, bro.
Stupid bitch. What's wrong with you?
Yeah,
I knew I should have brought you along.
Everybody looks at her like, it's all your fault.
She's covered in blood.
Yeah.
She's
What'd
like,
you do to the trees?
Yeah, she's like, what? Ash is like, what were you wearing?
I wonder if 81. I wonder if 81 they were already started doing like, we should recycle more. It's just the trees getting revenge. Yeah. What did you throw a bottle down? Is that what the trees did to you?
Yeah. So then she freaks out. She wants to leave. I think her and Ash go and get in the car, and they go to the bridge and find that it has been destroyed.
And Ash leaves for like a hot fucking.
That part's kind of like dumb too, where he's just like going out and not saying anything.
Hey, just hold on. Sit right here.
He's like, sit right here.
He's like, what if he had to go take a shit? He didn't want to tell her.
Yeah,
You'll make fun of me.
He's like, wait, I saw what happened with the trees, and now I'm horny, so I gotta go jack off in the woods.
Oh my god! Me and my sister are connected this way. What if he went down the trees like, someone come rape me?
We did that bit already.
They just tickle his chin.
They're like, we got a nice chin on you, boy. Tell you what.
When he gets done, they're like, all right, get out of here. He's like, thank you. And they spit on his face for a good thing. He's over here wiping his face off. I can't let my sister see this.
So they go back to the house, and I guess who's the first person? Who is it that gets possessed first? Is it his sister?
Yeah, it's his sister.
It's so his sister's like looking out the window, and his girlfriend and the other girl are kind of like playing cards together.
They're like doing this fake psychic shit. She's like,
yeah.
It's a 7. You're right.
Yeah, she's like lying to her.
And then it confused me for a brief minute because it's like you all of a sudden just hear this voice like 4 of hearts, 7 of spades, and all this is like, what's happening? And the camera's like cutting so fast. It's like, what the fuck is going on? And then it finally cuts to her like standing in the window, like staying it. And she turns around. And this is like one of 2 things that like kind of like creep me out. When she initially starts off like as being possessed, before she gets all like the fake prosthetics on her and it just looks really terrible.
Yeah,
it like kind of really creeped me out.
Yeah, the eye makeup and like some of the face makeup before she gets too like heavily like like you said, but like with Ash's girlfriend and stuff, would they have that eye makeup and stuff? Like it looks pretty good.
Yeah, and like later on when his girlfriend gets possessed and she's like kneeling in the doorway and like laughing. Oh my gosh. Like that's the other one that like kind of really like, it just sent chills through me. It's like, oh gosh, this is really creepy.
I remember, because I was watching, like, when I first watched this movie, I pictured it just to be, like, funny. And then I got to that, and I was, like, getting, like, unnerved a little bit. And I was like, this is actually kind actually.
Yeah, the corniness is, like, kind of mostly gone at that point, you know?
And I can only imagine, like, I'm assuming it was some kind of contact they had in their eyes.
Yeah.
That blocks other people. I can only imagine how uncomfortable that motherfucker is. Because this is 1981. And some of the contacts I wear now in 2021 is still uncomfortable. It's like, fuck. Of course, you know, I remember in that Grinch movie that Owen wasn't on the episode of. Jim Carrey, they had to put those full eye, like yellow contact in his eyes to make him look like the Grinch. I'm like, it has to be something similar to that, but even worse in this movie.
Yeah,
so
because
cool.
at least with like the Grinch contacts, you know, it's not covering his pupil up, so he can still see. Like these are like making the entire eye white, so you have to imagine it. On top of it being uncomfortable, it's probably difficult to see because it's just completely covering the pupil. But so yeah, she's the first one to become possessed, and I guess they kick her down in the cellar, and
but before that she stabs.
Ooh, yeah, that was kind of
that was kind of fucked.
Right,
yeah, who did she stabs the other girl, right?
No,
or does she stab the girlfriend?
She stabs Ash's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Ash's sister's the first one possessed. She stabs her sister with a fucking pencil in the heel. And then the other guy's girlfriend is the one that's like the what do you call it? Like the window crashes in and she's just disappeared.
Yeah.
But then I can't remember her what happened to her at all.
No, she gets possessed.
She gets possessed.
She's the first one they like chop up into pieces and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He's over here like, look what I had to do, you know.
Remember we
got to bury her.
She falls over and her head's on fire and Scott pulls her out and she's like, "Thank you," you know, and all that.
Yeah.
It's like what the fuck.
I love it when he stabs her with like the weird knife and she starts spitting out the milk.
I don't think that was milk. I think it was cum.
Just liquid cum everywhere.
And then like he cuts her arm off and it's like spewing out of her arm too. Like,
yeah, the gore in this movie is pretty good.
Yeah, it is very gory. The prosthetics though, as they get worse, like they become more and more like dead, I guess. The prosthetics are terrible.
You can see. Like when she's grabbing, I think you see her hand when she's grabbing the knife, and like that's what I was gonna say. Like you can see like the prosthetics kind of like come off of her hand, and you can see her hand underneath. Yeah,
it's just like it's very. I mean, again, it's low budget, but it's like it could have been shot. You didn't have to zoom in on everything, you know.
Yeah, everything in this movie is just like zoom. And like me and Owen discussed it. We talked about it. And Alex said he liked the camera work in it. I'm like,
yeah, this movie, I think it has really good cinematography, even despite the fact that, you know, the camera is such low quality.
Cinematography is defined as the camera work, right?
Yeah, it's like shots and angles. And
I think that this cinematography is for shit for the most part.
I don't know. I mean, he uses it really creatively throughout the movie with like I said, there's parts like when he's like losing his mind. I think that's such a great sequence. That he uses the camera for when it's like cutting to like his eyes and then it's like cutting all around the room and shit.
Yeah, and that shit's cool. Like that makes sense.
And then
but it matches the entire movie when it's supposed to be just like a stationary shot. This feels like the Blair Witch documentary at some point.
I think the shots, like the crazy like fast cuts and zoomed in shots work well in the scenes where like there's a panic going on because you can really just describe the shots as being panicked themselves, so like it really adds to that. But when you have like quieter moments and you've got like all these weird zoom ins and stuff, it just doesn't fit.
For like the weird necklace thing, I mean that was strange, but you know, even not just that, but you know, like the use of the camera going through like the swamp was cool. Like there's that angle where Ash is going I forget. I think he's like walking up to the front door, and it's right before he has his freak out, and like the camera's like upside down and on the wall, and he like walks forward, and like the camera moves with him, and it's like upside down the whole time. And there's like so many Dutch angles all throughout the movie, wide lenses everywhere.
And when I say that, like, I think it's for shit. Like, that shit is cool that you're talking about, those parts.
Yeah.
It's what's not, like, when you don't need an extraordinary shot, when you're just filming the movie, the camera moves up and down way too fucking much. Because it's somebody walking with the camera, and it's probably cheap equipment they're using. Like, the shit, like, the shot, I love the shot, the closing shot where it shows it coming from the woods, going through the cabin.
It goes through the house, and
it goes to him. That shit's cool. I don't know how they did it over the water of the swamp.
Yeah, I have no idea.
And then Alex said the shot where Ash, was walking up the steps with the gun. That shot was cool, and then the shot you're talking about, when the Bruce shot is good.
The entire like basement, when he goes back into the basement, I think to get to the shotgun after his like legs been fucked up. Like, there's so much, like, cool little set pieces in there and stuff with, like, the light bulb with the blood in it. I like the projector where, like, the blood goes down into it and it's, like, playing the projection. I thought that was cool.
Yeah. And, like I said, that's cool. Everything else, the jumpiness of it.
Yeah.
Like, when it's just supposed to be, like, when you don't need an extraordinary shot.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know.
The zoom-ins are terrible, like Cody was saying. It's like, oh, damn.
Yeah, and, I mean, and he uses that type of film work a lot throughout the 3 Evil Dead movies that he was involved in, at least, like, you know, the director of. And he actually makes again, like I said earlier, he uses the same sort of film techniques in Drag Me to Hell, but he also has a scene in Spider-Man 2 that is a callback to that same sort of style of filmmaking.
It's when Spider-Man's upside down and he's kissing Mary Jane.
Yeah,
he's like,
and then he lowers and touches the top of her head.
He pulls
with
his dick
penis.
out. Yeah, he's like, you gonna show some love to the little guy here?
Man, baby, I'm backed up with web.
Oh God! Real quick, they showed it was some kind of meme, and it's just like Peter Parker changing his web cartilage, and it showed Tom Holland doing it, and it showed Andrew Garfield doing it. Then they showed fucking Tobey Maguire with his hand on his crotch. That's how he changed it.
I thought you were gonna mention there's one is like it shows Tom Holland and Andrew Garfield like time to change cartridges, and Tobey Maguire's like cartridges.
My nut. Yeah, don't in the Sam Raimi Spider-Mans, don't they not establish that he uses like web slingers or whatever?
Yeah, it comes from his body.
Yeah, it comes out of his wrist.
Which does when he gets to the black suit. When he has the black suit and the webbing comes out naturally, it's like, oh, it's just the same thing. Whereas in the comics, it's like, oh, the webbing comes out normally, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because in the comics, he uses the cartridges, right? So when he gets the symbiote suit, he actually, it's the symbiote, like, tendrils or whatever, technically, that he's using.
The symbiote.
He doesn't have to use cartridges.
Webbing, so it's still
right.
Dude, I'm shooting some rope here, goddamn.
But like the scene in Spider-Man 2 when they're going to try and surgically remove the arms off of Otto, and they start attacking all the doctors and stuff. The film work in that scene is very reminiscent of the Evil Dead. Like there's like a bunch of like really close shots on like their faces as like the arms are getting ready to like come after them and all that kind of stuff. So it's a cool little callback, I guess. That looks a lot better than this film, but so the first 2 that get possessed are the sister and Scott's girlfriend. Scott panics and leaves the cabin.
He's not a very good friend.
Yeah, he's just like, you're on your own. It's your
girlfriend or your sister. I'm leaving.
Why don't you protect your girlfriend?
It's kind of like I have this friend that says that if I was like brainwashed by Russians and I killed a bunch of people, he wouldn't still defend me like Captain America does his friend Bucky.
Yeah.
And I don't know who that friend could be, but it's kind of like that. And he's just kind of like, I don't care if you were brainwashed, you're fucking dead to me. And it's like, I don't care about your girlfriend or your sister. I think his girlfriend's dead at this point. I don't care if his girlfriend is because she's laying in bed. She hasn't like transformed yet.
Yeah, they chopped his girlfriend up already at this point. So
yeah, they chopped up Scott's girlfriend. Yeah, he's like, I got to go. And then he comes back all fucked up, looking like Tales from the Crypt. They won't let us leave.
He's like, acting's kind of stupid, too. He's like, oh.
And then, like, at one point Bruce is just like completely in denial, it seems, right? So like he's trying to like feed him water. He's trying to give him water or whatever, and he's like, yeah.
There's one thing I find this extremely like stupid in this movie, where there's multiple windows in this house busted completely open, and he throws his possessed girlfriend out in the yard and then shuts the door and acts like that's going to be fine, even though the window that's right next to him is completely busted out and you can walk through. And it's like there's multiple scenes that are like that. I'm like, okay.
I thought he buried her.
No, this is before he buried her, because she got back in the house and tried to stab him. That's when he stabbed her and took her out there. Yeah,
drags her out there and buries her. Then you get the scene where like it's cutting like to her opening her eyes and back to him.
They literally
looking at
only
her.
had that scene so she could rise out of the dead, like she's dead out of the grave. I'm like, she's already fucking alive.
Rise from your grave.
And then he cuts her head off. So I guess that takes care of her.
Well, then she tries it. She still attacks him. That's when all the blood like seeps in his face from her neck.
Oh yeah,
it's like, oh god.
And he goes,
gross. He had to chop Scott up. I don't remember which one he kills. And where like all the grits and stuff come out of there.
No,
that's at the end.
That's
when
at the end.
They dissolve when Scott dissolves from burning the Necronomicon.
Yeah, his sister.
Oh, okay.
And the grits come out of his sleeve.
Southern
cooking.
It turned into at the end that clay animation where everybody was dissolving into a very shitty Tool
it's like
video.
It's stop motion. Yeah.
It turned into stop motion shit they do in the Tool music video back in '92.
Well, you know what's stupid is like that scene. I'm like, okay, the stop motion thing is an interesting choice, right? Yeah. And then he throw the Necronomicon's in the fire, and like then you see like I guess it's Scott where his tongue's like flapping around everywhere, and then the Necronomicon like has a tongue that's flapping around everywhere.
Oh yeah, where it's like
the door, the sleeve of the book. That shit was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I thought it looked cool. I mean, like you could definitely tell that it was fucking like Play-Doh, but you know, just disconnected from that, it was a cool looking visual, if a bit silly. I mean, but this movie is kind of silly.
After he kills his girlfriend, or cuts her head off, because I don't think she's actually dead. I just think she's headless at that point. He goes back inside and notices that his sister has escaped from inside the cellar. And like the final showdown is with her. Oh, wasn't there the scene? He took his girlfriend out to the shed and was going to chop her up with a chainsaw.
Yeah, he was going to use the chainsaw and then he dropped it. He was like, I can't
They had like the same sound effect when he was locking the chain in as like the old Slim Jim commercials with Macho Man Randy Savage. Snap into a Slim Jim. Oh yeah, snap. And every time he'd lock a chain, he was like, snap.
It's funny, like, whenever he was, like, hooking those chains, it's like, dude, you're hooking them from the bottom. It's like, once you let go of the chain, it's just, like, gonna unhook. You, like, pulling real hard on it from the bottom is not gonna actually keep it hooked on there.
Man, this is movie magic.
He's dumb. Yeah.
Do you believe in magic from the Nomicon? So, I can't remember how he kills his sister.
Oh, remember, she's, like, hitting him with the... I don't understand why she doesn't stab him, but she's just hitting him with the fire poker. And he's using his girlfriend's necklace to grab
then when he throws it in the fire, like they turn into like the clay monsters, and then like giant hands come out of inside of them.
Yeah, it turned into the Thing for a second.
Yeah, and I don't know. See, I must have like blinked and missed it because I remember the hands coming out of their bodies, and then the next thing I know, they were all dead. And I was like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah, it comes out of their body for like 1 sec. It like rips them apart a little bit, and then they die.
And then it just goes away.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you didn't miss much.
So morning comes.
It plays like a little concerto music where it's like...
Ash walks outside. He thinks everything's all good. And then you see like the viewpoint of like the spirits or whatever, like, going down from the woods through the house and then out the front door, and Ash turns around and is like, screams like a little girl, and then it's credits, and that's where I was confused. I was like, oh, must not be the movie that I've seen before.
Like,
where's
the hand coming off? God damn it!
Yeah, when's the hand gonna get cut off?
God, where did you gonna get a shotgun and say groovy? Come on,
damn it, bitch! Look here. It's my Second Amendment right. I can cut my own hand off with a chainsaw in my hand.
Ash turns into a fucking, like, don't tread on me guy. He's like, come on now, motherfucker. I just racked this here shotgun side them burglars.
I dare you put a fucking toe over my property line. I'm gonna tear your ass to pieces.
I'll tell you what, the United States of America ain't got no federal right on my property. This is private here. Now you better leave.
Look here. They said I have the right to bear arms. I just cut off a fresh pair this morning.
I tell you, and I will use them to the full extent of my civil liberties. I'll tell you what, boy, you better get on out of here.
So, I guess we'll get to our recommendations.
Evil head.
Lance, would you recommend this movie to people?
No.
You don't want them to.
I will say this: since the second one is pretty much just this one redone, and itself is a soft reboot, even though we didn't know what a reboot was back in 1987. Yeah. I'm assuming I would rather watch the second one over this one. Like I said, the camera work, like the shots, everybody's like, "Oh, the shots are really good." Yeah, the shots are really good.
They're just as good in the second one.
It's like saying the sandwich, the bread's really good, but the lunch meat fucking sucks. Because like all the other shots are just fucking shitty. It looks like someone's on like a dryer that's like going, or a washer that's going out. It's like da 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 da. I'm like, well, okay. So other than that, no, I don't recommend it. I can understand why this became a franchise, and I'm curious to see how the other movies go because I know they get funnier.
Yeah,
and they get self-depreciating, that type of stuff, which is cool. I mean, I appreciate that. But yeah, I don't recommend this movie at all. 1 star. I hate. You know, my buddy Alex and Jacob, they do the Letterboxd.
Yeah,
where they review movies and give them stars and stuff like that. I don't know how
I could
give something like a rating like that. I would just feel bad. I'm like, 1.5.
Yeah, I like our system of like recommend or don't recommend.
I give this movie 69 stars.
Oh baby, 69.
So
all right. So Owen, what would you recommend this? Or
I recommend you go down to your local video store and get yourself some Evil Head.
From the man cashier.
That's in the back room.
You have to go past the curtain for that shit. But I like this movie. I think it's fun. It made me laugh a couple times. It made me cry a couple times. I don't know. It's just an interesting movie. So I think it's a fun watch.
Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah. I said, just do it! And then I do the he will not devise thing and go on crazy cocaine-fueled tangents.
There's multiple like gifs of him like watching a movie and he's like laughing and crying at the same time. And there's one where he's like really sad crying.
He's fucking crazy.
He is. He's always on cocaine.
Yeah. Does he really do coke? Because I was just saying that like.
No, he got caught with coke.
Okay, yeah. Didn't he like go into like a McDonald's or some shit and like some guy came up to him and was like, "Hey, it's Shia LaBeouf," and he's like, "You're a fucking racist."
He like probably did, yeah. I can see that.
He just starts screaming at the guy who's like, "You're Shia LaBeouf." And he's like, "You fucking racist Nazi idiot! Get out of my fucking face!"
Oh my god.
That might not be the story, by the way. So
that's the story verbatim. Owen has his Wikipedia article out right now, and that's how it's typed in there.
That's the story, allegedly.
That's the scoop. That's the scoop right there.
Hey, what we're not telling you is the guy he was yelling at was Owen.
Yeah.
Owen's like, "Hey, you Shia LaBeouf."
I was like, "Hey, you Shia LaBeouf."
Hey, boy, Shia LaBeouf.
Turn into Dr. Phil.
Man, I love you and that Steven Even or whatever, you know.
I loved you.
You mean even
Indiana
Jones?
Jones.
Boy, you played Indiana Jones so well. I was mutt.
Man, you were so good as Indiana Jones' wife in that movie.
Man, how is it banging Callista Flockhart every night?
I don't know that one, Cody. That's too deep.
Callista Flockhart is Harrison Ford's wife. She played Ally McBeal.
How does it feel
to be dumped by Megan Fox?
Damn, dude, that's too
cool.
Yeah. He's like, "I loved you as Bumblebee in those Transformer movies."
Megan Fox is dating Machine Gun Kelly now.
I want to see her thumb, dude.
I want posing for the fucking.
I wonder what she does with her thumbs during sex.
I can see her shoving up his ass.
Her weird fucking goblin thumbs.
Fucking Machine Gun Kelly and his fucking hair plugs. He's just such a poser, and Cody loves him so much.
Does Machine Gun refer
I don't. Okay, let's get it straight. I don't love Machine Gun Kelly. I like his last album. It's fine. Would I put it in the top 50 pop punk albums I've ever listened to? No, but it's a fine album to listen to.
Cody, before recording,
he acts like a complete.
He
acts like a complete child, like in every situation in real life.
You said on the last episode when we talked about music that you would dye your hair blonde to look like him.
Yeah, that you would suck his dick. You said that, Cody. You said that. We remember.
I wasn't expecting that at all. That took a fucking hard right there.
We heard you say that.
Owen's hearing some shit, man. I
have independently verifiable sources that say that you said that.
You got to remember, even if I did say that, I'm the editor of these episodes. I can make it say whatever I want it to say.
Control the
narrative. He just cuts shit out and pastes it together.
He like sentence mixes our like sentences like, "Wow, Cody, your dick is so huge and massive." Oh, you guys should just do that one day when I'm not like here. You just take like fucking
clips of you.
Yeah, clips of me saying shit on here and just like play it and be like make me look terrible.
Oh man,
Cody, do you recommend this movie?
Yeah, so I do recommend this movie. I don't think it's a movie that I will even go back to watch, but I do think it's worth watching once, especially if you're interested in this series.
Cody's pulling a lance, so I'm like, it's good a one-watch movie at least, and then you can decide.
Yeah,
one-watch movie.
And I try not to do that. I try to like either be like, yes, I recommend, or no, I don't. But this is definitely like, if you're interested in the series, watch it, because it kind of does lay like the framework for what comes next. But I think, and we'll see after rewatching it after so many years, but I think that Evil Dead 2 is like just far and away a better movie than this.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
And then Army of Darkness, I don't have fond memories of.
President B, all that I see, absolute, I got out.
So our next movie, because this is officially our first Halloween month episode.
We're only going to have like two, Cody.
We're gonna have three.
It's a big event, people. Like, no.
Are we going to be able to have three?
Yeah, because I think technically the third one will fall like the day after Halloween or whatever, because Halloween's like on a Sunday.
Yeah,
but we'll just count that as a Halloween episode. Right. Fuck it, it's our show.
That'll be mine then, I guess. I think.
Yeah, that'll be yours, because next we're doing Halloween Kills.
Yeah,
which I had like flipped around 3 different times the movie. I was like, you know what? I'll go ahead and do the like the Rise of Skywalker movie, which we'll do, the next rotation. And I was like, no, we should do Halloween 2018 since the new movie's coming out. And then when I saw it was going to be on the Peacock network, and I was like, hey, why don't we just do the fucking new movie? But it won't matter if we do it and then Cody doesn't get it edited for 2 weeks, because it won't be trending on Twitter anymore and no one's going to give a shit.
No, I'm going to get back on track. Like,
guess who's back with the brand new snack? Sorry.
Back.
Here, little kitties.
Cody's
on
back.
My lap. Guess who's back with some brand new snacks?
Doesn't he do that in the song?
Kills.
He might.
Yeah, he does. Oh,
yeah,
just lose it.
Just go crazy.
Baby, oh. Lance's movie is going to be Halloween Kills. And then Owen.
Hey, have you guys seen that Stephen King movie called? It's like it's the one with the trucks that come alive.
Salem's Lot.
No, God damn it.
The Shining.
The only one.
Maximum Overdrive.
Christine?
No, Maximum Overdrive. Have you seen that?
No.
The movie's fucking terrible. But I watched it when I was a kid.
Are you gonna? Is that the one you're picking for your Halloween episode?
I might, but let me think about it.
Let me think about 2 weeks from now.
We won't know until we're recording the episode, and then we have to watch it and then do it.
Our tentative upcoming schedule
is one movie.
We know we're doing Halloween Kills,
and we might
might be Maximum Overdrive
or Ernest Scared Stupid.
Oh gosh,
that's a good ass movie right there. Hey, Vern.
But whatever Owen's movie is, after that we'll be doing Evil Dead 2. So
And then after that,
I guess,
and then you can get
I'll be
yourself
doing well.
some evil head.
What Cody's talking about? It's macabre.
I don't think Cody knows those. Like,
He
clues.
doesn't. It's just me and you, man. And then after that, I think I can't. We'll have to see how it falls because I think that next weekend. Shit. Because
the next one after that would be Rise of Skywalker.
Well, yeah, no, but I'm talking about. I think the episode that you're going to be doing is like that's the week I'm on vacation. Like, well, what's going to happen is like when we record, like it's October 14th, and then right before Halloween is when we're recording the Owens episode, and then what we need to do is just record the next week because that's when I go on vacation. We were going to come up to your place post COVID and record an episode and also try to record the film commentary that day.
Yeah, that's fine. We can do that.
Yeah, we'll just have to have a week apart instead of 2 weeks to go ahead and knock it out, and you have like 2 episodes to dump whenever you want.
Yeah,
like whenever I want to dump. My butt.
So
I might bring liquor.
I'll have to drive. That's fine.
Yeah.
As the Deadites say, join us next time
on Dragon Ball Z.
On Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon, rock the dragon, Dragon Ball Z.